Good morning, my awesome friends and followers, and my members. Thank you all very much for continuing to support me on this channel, this journey. It's been amazing. I mean, yes, the last few days have been what I will class as successful. Many missions have been completed. Yesterday, actually, I was doing my live video, my recording of my daily rant yesterday, and out of the blue, Gwen says, Tristan's off today, let's go to London. Why not? Let's go to London. Now, the drive there was nice. London wasn't as packed as I thought it would be yesterday. It was quite... I don't drive all the way into London, I want to point that out. No, because it would be a nightmare. The best place to go to is either, well, what I think is Newbury Park. Some people go to Stratford. Newbury Park, park up. And it's just one trip straight in from Newbury Park straight into Tottenham Court Road, which brings you out right in the heart of London, and it's wonderful. I enjoyed it. Actually, it wasn't busy. It just wasn't busy, and it was relaxing. Yeah, it was nice. Lots of things. What I don't like though is whenever you go anywhere now, it's hard to film. It's hard to do anything because there is a-holes everywhere that will take your phone. I mean, there's signs all over the places. Do not walk around this part of London with your mobile phone out. It could be taken from you. So you've got to be careful. Yeah. And on the way back was shocking, actually. I mean, I'm going to be honest. If you're out there and you do this, then you need to do something about it. HGV drivers are the worst. The worst. I despise them on the road because they pull out and then indicate. They don't care what's on the other lane. They don't give a shit. They bully people on the road. Don't like them. Just don't like them. And you can say, well, they're not all like that. Well, you can say they're not all like that. Everyone I've come across is like that. So in my opinion, they are all like that. And I will tar them all with the same brush. I don't like them. Yeah, I mean, whenever they're stuck in large queues going to France now, I just smile because it means they're away from me. And for those that think, Trevor, you're wrong, Felixstowe's got a massive port. So there's always, the roads are filled with HGVs all the time. And I'm right, they're all like that. They are all like that. There's nothing worse than spending 7 miles sitting there in the car because they are trying to beat each other to the port and they're taking up every lane. And it's just, yeah. So there we go. Just telling you that. But it's Tuesday today, isn't it? The 22nd. Yes, I'm going home shortly. Still got a hole in the ceiling. I've had nothing all week from them. Are they going to come and fix it? Don't know. Yep. I've had a relaxing couple of days, but I'm going to be honest with you. One thing has completely pissed me off. One thing, and that is an Australian politician, Lydia Thorpe, that stood in Parliament and shouted obscenities and abused King Charles. You're not my king. Would like to point out to that idiot of a politician that you took an oath. You took an oath. You swore an oath of allegiance to the king. I mean, if anything, you should be removed from post and sacked. There we go. You're allowed to have an opinion. Of course you are. But when you're shouting it in Parliament to the king, who you swore an oath of allegiance to, and I've seen some of the things that she's posted. She's posted cartoon pictures of King Charles being beheaded. She's a vile, nasty person. And that's not a person that should be representing the people of Australia, because the crowds and the warm welcome he's had from everyone has been fantastic. But you always have shitty politicians, don't you? Yeah, yes, you do. She should be removed from her post. Imagine how she'd feel if she lost her expenses and her big wage packet. Get rid of her. She's a disgrace to the people of Australia. Shocking individual. Yeah. It's even worse I mean, the fact that how can you swear an allegiance to the king and then shout in Parliament, not my king? I mean, are these people broken in the head? Doesn't make sense, does it? Yeah. Whereas back in the UK, we have the Tory party that think they're in power. Still do, don't they? You're not. Like, you have Robert Jenrick, who's trying to become the Tory leader, who's promising all these things. You're not even in power. Stop promising things. You have another 3.5 years to go before you can do any. Why are you promising things you can't achieve? Robert Jenrick saying, right, I'm going to bring in a 5 rule system where if you've committed 5 crimes, then it's an instant 1 year's jail. And yeah, that's what I'm going to bring in. And really, you can't promise to bring in things. When you were in power, you couldn't even bring in things because you were useless. Wow, you made it easier for everyone to arrive on the shore. And now that you're not in power, they're all being given houses and jobs. Thanks to the new anti-British party that's in. Yeah. And what is it they're doing now? Labour. Labour breaks me. Labour are now going to, listen to this, they're going to bring in this plan. We're now going to start putting people on house arrest to free up crowded jails and they can't leave their home. Really? No, you're not. House arrest? You're not going to be able to listen, you can't put people in house arrest. I'll tell you why you can't put them in house arrest. Because you brought in the European Court of Human Rights. And it's against someone's human rights to begrudge them going to the doctors or going to the dentist or going to the hospital or going to get stuff from shops. It's against human rights to stop. Unless you put them in jail and those individuals come to the jail to visit the prisoners, it's illegal. You may think, Trevor, it's not, but it is. Doctors and dentists are never going to visit someone on house arrest in their own home. They're not going to do it. They're going to say, I don't care, come to here. If they stop you from coming to here, it's against your human rights. You can't do it. We now live in some sort of type nanny state where evil have more freedom than ordinary people. House arrest. Imagine, yeah, there's 10,000 people. I mean, house arrest. Labour are just useless, aren't they? Labour are just useless. Listen, why don't you just deport all the foreign criminals and you'll free up tens of thousands of cells? It's a simple solution. Deport all the foreign prisoners. Then you won't need any. There you go, job done. Well done. Trevor, thanks for that. You're welcome. You're welcome. Write that down, get it passed. Simple, isn't it? Jesus. Cleaned the bathroom, not yesterday, day before. Scrubbed it, top to bottom. Top to bottom. Top to bottom. Everything, pipes, you name it. Every corner, every nook and cranny. Actually enjoyed it. Isn't that weird? And a special constable, different story, special constable in the Metropolitan Police. This is here. She is currently under investigation and she's going through these ethics and standards to see if she breached standards. Now, the Daily Mail have found things about her. Check this here out. This is a special Met Police officer who has admitted posting things online. She posted things online about Jewish people, non-Muslim people. She mocked 9/11. She mocked September 11. September 11. She mocked beheadings. She mocked all these different things, and it's been proven. She's admitted it, but she's now saying, "But that was a different me back then. That was a different me back then. You know, I'm a changed person now. I'm a police officer." You still did it though, didn't you? You still did it though, didn't you? We've got proof you still did it. I shouldn't lose my job. Oh yeah, really? I mean, let's be honest. You had a Tory councillor's wife jailed for 31 months for posting something about the migrant hotels and burning them. You're having people being jailed for different things, and this police officer is now like, well, I didn't mean it. Well, you did though. You posted, didn't you? Yep. This goes to prove there's a two-tier policing system. If she gets away with this, and the fact she's a Muslim police officer who posts anti-Muslim hate, she's bound to get away with it, isn't her? Bound to get away with it. Yeah. She can say she identified as hate back then, but today I identify as peace. Yeah, yeah. Well done. Yeah, yeah. If she doesn't go to jail or lose her job, then there we go. Just goes to prove that some members of the police are above the law. Other members work extremely hard. Other members of the police do work extremely hard. I know that firsthand. But just go to show you, you need to clamp down on officers like this, because it sets bad standards. It sets us to have a bad opinion on the rest of people. And whether you like it or not, we do tar people with the same brush. It's what we do. And if you're going to let her away with it, well then, you're basically slapping everyone else in the face who can't write things that they don't like about, innit? And I'm still a little bit annoyed about Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor. I mean, come on, we all know this. I'm still annoyed about this. She still intends to raise fuel duty, because in her opinion, it hasn't been raised in 14 years. But we all know it has, don't we? During the lockdown period, do you remember that? Yeah. The Ukraine and Russian war. Oh, we must put the fuel up. I mean, it was shocking. It was shocking, the price of fuel. I mean, the Chancellor brought in, and I said this, and you please Google this and check this out yourselves. In the year 21 to 22, the UK government made 1.4 billion in fuel duty. But in the years 22 to 23, when they took the piss out of us, the government made £9 billion profit in fuel duty. That's how much money they made. They made enough money to cover pensioners' winter fuel allowance until 2029, actually. That's how much money they made in fuel duty. But they've taken that away from pensioners, haven't they? I don't understand it. And I don't understand why the current government are saying there's a £22 billion black hole, but they won't investigate. They will not investigate the Tory party, whose friends, colleagues and acquaintances made tens of billions of pounds from PPE contracts. They're not investigating that, innit? Why won't they investigate it? Because they're all part of the same stuff. They're all part of the same scandals. So why would they investigate it? It's like, you did it. No, but you did it. Yeah, but you, okay, we all did it. Just shush. Let's put it below the carpet and move on. Well, anyway, listen, that's enough nonsense for me this morning, I think. Thank you for your divided attention this morning. If you are Australian, write to their parliament. Ask why this person that took the oath of allegiance to the king is now bad-mouthing the king. Does that not go against it? It does. In fact, it should be. Well, do you know what? Say this was the military. Imagine that being the king arriving in the Australian Ministry of Defence. Let's look at it that way. He arrived in Parliament. But imagine he arrived at the Australian Ministry of Defence, and that was a general that shouted those obscenities. Imagine it was a general. I can tell you now, the general would lose his position and he would face a court-martial, because he swore an oath of allegiance to the king. So let's see what happens to this Australian politician. Just saying. Facts are facts. Anyway, listen, have a wonderful day, everyone. Thanks for your support. Tune in today, 1 p.m. UK time. I have HG Tutor on my channel, and I'm looking forward to it. So we'll see you all then. Take care and have a wonderful day.